Hey folks, today let's talk about behavioral round, sometimes also known as hiring manager round. Companies take this round to understand your experience and mindset in dealing with changes you have faced while working in your prior projects. They also sometimes gauge how you have navigated challenging situations with your co-workers or your managers. Along with coding and design interviews, this particular round also plays a very important role in deciding your placement. So, we will focus on how to answer by understanding the intent behind the type of questions asked. Here is a list of topics that we will be discussing today. We will start by discussing various interview guides provided by companies, then your resume, then preparing the art of storytelling or STAR method. After that, we will discuss how a recent graduate or a person with minimal experience can handle behavioral questions, and at the end, asking the questions back to your interviewer. Let's start with interview guides. Majority of the FANG companies have interview guides. You should ask your HR to share the same with you. Other than going through the guides, research the company's profile, understand what a company is looking for and what they are going to evaluate by asking different set of questions in behavioral round. So let's take a look at Facebook's engineering guide. Here in their engineering guide, they will tell you how their full interview cycle is going to look like and how many rounds are going to be, for how long they are going to last, and for each round they will tell you that for this, let's take an example of the coding round. They will tell you what they are expecting from that particular round, how you can prepare, and then few more tips if they have any. Similarly, if you scroll to the last part, which describes our behavioral round, they will again tell you what is their intention behind taking that round, what they are expecting from that particular questions that they will be asking you, how you can prepare, and then again few more tips. If you go to this particular section, you can find that they are trying to look for few values. Like if you are able to move fast, it means you can unblock yourself, you can work with minimal guidance. Then if you are bold, if you can convey your thoughts in a structured manner or not, if you are impact driven, and if again you are not very shy and you can do interactions within the team, and then you can build the social values. Next is resume, your cheat sheet. Your resume holds all your work experience, projects, and accomplishments that you can get a question from. If you go through the list of most common behavioral questions, you can easily find that majority of them can be answered based on your resume. So, to prepare the template for your behavioral round, do these three things. First is go through your resume and cover letter very thoroughly. Second, revise the details of all the projects, publications that you have mentioned. And third and most important is choose the projects in which you have contributed heavily and they had a high impact, if possible from your recent experience. Next is storytelling. Practice the telling of stories out loud ahead of time and cut out unnecessary details. Try to frame your storylines as per the STAR methodology. In STAR methodology, S stands for situation. Here you describe the event or the situation you were in because of which you were influenced to take up a particular project at hand. T stands for task. Explain the task you had to complete to combat the situation. A stands for actions. The specific actions or steps that you took to complete the allotted task. Here you can also describe various conflicts that you have to deal with and how you dealt with them and various challenges that you faced, blockers, ambiguity, etc. R stands for results. This is the most important thing because it quantifies and tells the outcome of all the steps that you took. So always close with the results of your efforts. Let's try to understand it better with an example. The interviewer asked me about a project I am most proud of. A very simple question, but if your storytelling skills are as horrible as mine, you really need to practice in advance. Let's see which points I touched upon while explaining the task at hand. You can use these particular set of points to explain any project. The points were, firstly, I explained the unknowns and the ambiguity involved in the given task and how I dealt with it. About scale of the task, how much impact it is going to have on resources, task estimations, external dependencies. Then comes your own role. Like I did it single-handedly from planning, estimation, execution to delivery and post-release support, or if I implemented this particular piece of it. Next, and very important, is how I was able to resolve the blockers. Whether I handled them single-handedly or I have to reach out to multiple peoples. If it was a legacy code, how I managed to figure out the unknowns. After that, handling conflicts. It can be over a usage of a library or system configurations or design patterns that you followed. In the end, talk about the results. How much your project has improved the system, how many number of outages got reduced, how much database turnaround time has reduced, or if you have or if you were able to improve the turnaround time of your API. These all statistics will help your interviewer to understand the impact of your particular project. So, what were the key takeaways for your interviewer from your this story? They would be able to see that you can handle ambiguity, you can handle conflicts, blockers, and hence you do have good ownership skills. And you can drive a project or given task independently. And also, most importantly, your customer obsession, since you also improved the efficiency of the system and handles various post-production issues as well. Now, how a fresh college graduate or a person with minimal experience handle such questions based upon experiences? So you can talk about your internship projects. You can also talk about your third or final year project. Tell what problems you were trying to solve via your topic and describe your journey using the STAR method, just like we described for office projects. In the end, your interviewer will give you few minutes to ask questions if you have any. So you can ask about behavioral questions to gauge the would-be employer's company culture and managerial styles. For example, you can ask, what does a typical day look like? What is the tech stack that your team works upon? Future roadmap of the team, recent achievements, how do they help employees to enhance their skills, and if there are any company level events like FHL or big bashes that happen. So again, in the end, I really hope that you can benefit from this video, and if you have any suggestions or you need to ask any questions from me, please do a comment below, and see you all in next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.